artificial, 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 artificial.
Well, oh, hey everybody, it's your old pal, Dave J from New York City. That's me. Songwriter, performer, storyteller, characters. And how are you? Oh my goodness, another week has begun, and yet it's the last week of a month. I love little crazy backwards moments like that. Oh my, it's the end of something, it's the beginning of something. Is it the beginning, or is it starting, or is it finishing? That's like life. It's like a snake eating its tail. My goodness gracious. How are you today? It is Monday morning, 9 a.m.-ish. July... We went over this morning, Kumi and me. 27th, that's the one. Well, welcome to the broadcast. I'm excited to come to you again from the abode, the chapeau. 3 years in the storeroom, she still gets it wrong. My favorite year. I was doing a little video game bit, and then I realized you can't even see it because it blends in with my shirt. It's the exact color. It's like these were manufactured at the same factory, the shirt and the... Anyway, I was going to do it's a little prop comedy for you fine folks. And speaking of you fine folks, who are you fine folks? Where are you fine folks? And how are you doing? Most importantly, let me know in the commenter section below. I see now that I'm a little bit off to the side on the camera. I'm going to move over to the center. Yes, I'm going to move over. Center myself a little bit. Gotta remain centered. DMD, good morning. Back at ya. Yeah, good morning all indeed. How are you? How was your weekend? Did you do anything interesting? Anything exciting? Anything fallow? I like the word fallow now. Word of the day. First word of the day of the week, of the last end of the month. Something like that. Anyway, I've got a bunch of things planned today. There's a bunch of news that's very fascinating to me. A bunch of things I've heard, I've gleaned, word of the day, picked up along the way, and be interesting to discuss with you in the commenter section below. And of course, the Beatle royalty is here as far as I'm concerned. Beatle Mike is here, and he says, hey, Dave J. Beatle Mike here, yeah. It's like a Little Rascal move, isn't it? Didn't who did this? I feel like someone famous. Anyway, he says, hoping to contribute unintended malarkey. That's my favorite kind of malarkey. The unintended kind. I like when it just happens and you're like, wait a second, I think that was malarkey. Yeah. He says, and if not, well, is that what it was? Did I read that right? I noticed that I was contributing to Danny Cohen, my good friend Danny Cohen's live stream, and he didn't get my joke, so he misread it a couple times. I love that Danny Cohen, but and he's a funny guy, but he misread my joke a few times. He didn't catch the joke part, and he read it, and then he's like, he kind of responded in his inimitable word of the day way, but I think I just did that to Beatle Mike. So, to contribute unintended malarkey, and if not, well, we'll like. Maybe there's no apostrophe. Maybe he meant, I don't know. Anyway, it's good to be here. Good to see you. Do I have a capo around? I thought I had a bit of a harried moment because I was realizing at the beginning of today, first of all, 5.5 hours sleep, and yet I'm still motivated and ready to go today, feeling good about the day. Here's my capo. And I was making my list this morning, and this is just for today. Yeah. It's crazy. I got a bunch of things on the agenda. Or, as the British say, agenda. Isn't that what they say? They probably don't say that. I just made that up. But the thing is, they have words. We say schedule. They say schedule. I laugh at the British. Anyway, I love the British. We broke away from them. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty good, and I didn't even use a calculator yet. So I might... Tons of prop comedy. I feel like Carrot Top without the weird hairdo. Mine's a little bit more staid. Alright, maybe I should just start with a tune. That's why I was looking for the capo, because I was thinking of a Beatles... How about I just play this one? I don't think I've played it in a while. Last night I said these words to my girl. I know you never even tried, girl. Come on, come on. Please me, oh yeah, like I please you. will like. I'm spreading the malarkey for your enjoyment. Yes, malarkey everywhere. That's what I say. If only that's what they were up to in Portland. If they were just... I mean, that's a whole other kind of malarkey. Come on! I say to them, come on, man! Come on! Come on! Just please, please me. Oh, yeah, like I please you. I don't want to sound complaining, but you know there's always pain in my heart. I do all the pleasing with you, it's so hard to reason with you. Oh yeah, like I please you. Oh yeah, like I please you. Yeah, like I please you. The Beatles. And as Beatle Mike aptly points out, Please Please Me, first number one in 1963 by the Beatles in England, I believe is the correct pronunciation. Okay, well, listen, I've got a whole list of things. I've prepared a bunch of content, and hope you're contented by it. And let me know, Beatle Mike, how was your weekend? Do anything special? Sit out on the porch? Was it blistering hot down there in Tinsley? I tell you, it was awfully hot here. We went shopping. On Saturday. We went to the Aldi. I spoke with my friend Rob Kalishman, our friend from the broadcast. Got to catch up with him a little bit. It was very nice to speak with Rob. I love speaking with you guys one-on-one, and I really want to aim to continue to do it. I like to keep in touch with my friends either way, but speaking with you one-on-one is a good way to catch up and be, to keep connected. That's it's very important. So cheers. Using the old blue coffee mug got at the Rainbow store many years ago. Okay. Not only did we go shopping this weekend, we went shopping at the Aldi. Not only did we go shopping, he says, cut the dead grass and drank tons of water. Well, that's good. You got to keep hydrated. So I'm always telling my Mom, you got to drink more water down there, especially in Florida. Everything's water. Water for everything. Because we're made of water. Our bodies have a little scientific fact for you. We're very much made of water. And you've got to rehydrate. Otherwise, your pee is dark yellow. But I'm sorry to put that image in your mind so early in the morning. But it's true. And that's how you know. That's a word of the day litmus test on how poorly hydrated you are. If you don't drink enough water, you'll see it. If you know what I mean. All right, enough of that. So, not only did we shop at Aldi and we got everything we needed, which was a good thing. We always feel like if we go late in the afternoon, they may sell out. They sell out of stuff in Aldi. Oh yeah, it's very competitive. So, we like going to the competitive supermarkets because we want to compete. We're Americans. We want to compete. Anyway, I really, that's been one of my big problems. I'm not the most competitive fella. I just like sitting off in my own corner and doing my thing. Anyway, yesterday our plan was... we went to the Trader Joe across town, brought the groceries back, got everything we wanted there, really stocked up this weekend. It's a good feeling, especially in the midst of this crapdemic. And then our big plan, and this I'm so excited because one of my favorite foods is sushi. And Kumi and I used to love going out on a regular basis to Yuka was the restaurant down the street. The best sushi place, been open for 30 plus years in this neighborhood, and they have an all-you-can-eat, and we used to love going there. And we're not even really comfortable going out to a restaurant now, even if it's sitting outside and all that. We just don't feel quite right about it yet. But there are a couple of Japanese grocery stores that Kumi likes to frequent and get, her tofu and get her this and her that. And so I started going with her in recent months. Someone's texting me. I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a broadcast. Unless it's someone like, about the broadcast, and they're like, Dave, you have a thing on your lip. Like, oh, look. Yeah, right. Let's just see who it is, just in case it's an emergency. That's my mom and me. I'm always thinking there's an emergency. There must be an emergency. Oh, you know what? This guy, I have to get back to this guy. Somebody who just friended me, who I was just introduced to, named Daniel. He's an Australian bloke. Is that the word down in Australia? That's a British term. They are related, right? The jail colony? I'm sorry. I shouldn't, because this guy's an opportunity. I'm being a jerk. Anyway, the thing is, my good friend Charles Rosenet, who got my Beatles show booked in Liverpool at the Cavern Club years ago, and who made sure that I got an audition for the Yellow Submarine film that never happened by Disney and Robert Zemeckis years ago. Hey, DMD saying hi to Beetle Mike. I like that. But Beetle Mike saying hi to Debbie and Terry. Terry, how are you, buddy? How was your weekend? I saw you were out on the boat, and that looked lovely, and I can't wait to get out there with you, man. I've been discussing it with Kumi. I know we spoke about this recently. It may just be me, but it may be me and Kumi, but we're going to work it out hopefully soon. So I'll be in touch with you about that soon as well. So much going on. That's not even on my list. Oh, goodness. So this fellow from Australia has got a podcast that's apparently rather successful. I haven't gotten to see it yet. He sent me a link shortly before I went on the air, and I haven't had a chance to check it out because I've been trying to, you got to eat something, you got to just prepare for the show, you got to get into a mental state for the show, and so I haven't had a chance, but it's a very exciting opportunity. Hey, Mindy is here. Mindy Karp Lawyer, cheers. How are you? How's it going down there in Tennessee? You know what? I like you folks in Tennessee so much, I'm going to start to call the state 11-Tennessee. I'm going to give it that one extra nudge over the number line. It's no longer Tennessee. It's an 11 on a scale of 1 to 10. It's 11-Tennessee. Sounds like malarkey. That's what that sounds like. Anyway, so one of the reasons why I love to go to this Japanese grocery with Kumi is because they have fresh sushi, and then what we did was we bought a bunch of sushi and we biked down there on our city bikes. They have city bike stations everywhere, and then we got it and we iced it up and we brought it back in our backpacks, and we're pedaling. I can't wait to eat this stuff. And then Kumi knows how to she made crab stick salad, and then we had seaweed wrap things, and she made these like hand roll things. Oh goodness. Well, I took a picture to share with you. I know it's early in the morning and sushi to some of you is repugnant word of the day by any means, even if it's not in the breakfast time area, but I'm going to show you the picture real quick. Here's a quick look at our dinner. Yeah, oh, look at that. Oh, I'm so hungry. I'd eat it now. I'd eat sushi for breakfast. Breakfast, it's not just for sushi anymore. Anyway, so that was our dinner, and here was one thing I came across. I didn't realize, this must be in the news, maybe some of you know, that there is a coin shortage. Did you know this? When we were checking out at the Japanese grocery, I took a picture of this signage that was on the desk. Look at that. Due to the national coin shortage, we ask for customers to please pay with exact change or with card. A coin shortage. Did you know there's a coin shortage? I had a theory. I said to myself, it must be those damned coin collectors, those nefarious coin collectors. They went and they collected all the coins. Or maybe it's because we have so many homeless here in New York, they've taken all the coins. Yes, that's a good idea, Dave. Blame the homeless in today's climate and see what happens to your show. Kill him! Okay, I'm so sorry. I know I'm not supposed to go there, but I can't help it. What do you think? Why is there a coin shortage? Is it because everyone's in and no one's circulating the coins? Being a little serious for a moment, though it is fun to blame coin collectors, don't get me wrong. And next on my list is stamp collectors. Oh, I want to get the stamp collectors so badly. They're so innocent, they're so fragile. They're probably not fragile at all. They're lovely people. I don't know any. Do you know any stamp collectors? I don't. Anyway, DMD says, I saw it yesterday too. What does broadcast require? Does the broadcast require a mental state? A fair, pertinent question from Beetle Mike. Mine is like a mental continent, I think. I don't even think mine's a state. It's barely a county. I don't know what it is, but it's a mental. You fill in the blank. In fact, fill in the blank in the commenter section below. I want to get more interaction going, even though I have tons of stuff I'm excited to share. It's all the street musicians getting the nickels. There you go. They gotta make their bread and butter somehow, and they've got all the coins, and they ain't letting them go. They're holding the coin. That's what I think. The coin. I should do a sketch. The coin collectors. They decide to hold the coins hostage, and they sell the coins at an uptick in the rate. Right? Terry Z says, I'm selling the coins at a premium. Exactly. It's you, Zuckerman. Zuckerman's got all the coins. Get him! He says, I heard the mints were closed because of COVID. And that's why they all have bad breath. But I'm bum. I'm so sorry. The mints are closed. Yeah, it's a terrible joke. Well, look, I do shtick. It's malarkey, and it's shtick, and it's blather, and it's digress, and if you don't like it, come on back for another show, would you? Okay, maybe it'll get better. You know what? I feel like we have some coins. Anytime we have a few coins, we occasionally get them. The thing is, I think this is the other thing, we always use our card because we get points on our credit card, right? That's the smart way. Save up all these points, and then you get free stuff. You know, and it contributes to. You can use it on Amazon. You can use it. You can use it to get like a Bed Bath and Beyond card. That's what I do. Excuse me. Bed Bath & Beyond card for like $100 Bed Bath & Beyond card. Then you can go to Bed Bath & Beyond. You get free soap and toothpaste for the longest time. It's the best. Hey, Adam Slavitt. I've been meaning to give you a call, and I'm glad Adam Slavitt is here because one of the things in the news, besides coin issues, is that the New York Jets, over the weekend, traded star safety Jamal Adams. I know some of you are not football fans, but this is big news in the football world, and certainly in New York, and certainly in Seattle, where he was traded to. And the Jets, here's my take. Beetle Mike, you're a football fan. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anybody's thoughts. Certainly, Adam Slavitt, you must tell us your thoughts on the Jets trade. What is your take? I will now tell you mine. Jamal Adams became a problem. So everybody agrees that we wanted him on the team because he's the best safety in the league, and he's proven himself to be a leader and a great talent for our roster. But at a certain point, he became such an immature brat just to try and get his way that I think that the general manager made the right call in getting rid of him now, because now he could trade him for the most value, and value he did appear to get. And I give Joe Douglas, let's hear it from Mr. Joe Douglas, the general manager extraordinaire for the New York Jets. He got 2 first-round picks in the next 2 years. He got he got a 3rd-round pick this next year, in addition, and he got a talented, at least a starting safety that the Seattle Seahawks had. Who was an undrafted free agent. And I just want to say that as a little side-iture, a new word I made up, little side comment, that I think that the undrafted guys who come on and start in the NFL because they have something to prove, those are the ones. I love guys with heart, And Jamal Adams appeared to have heart, and I love the way he played with heart. But he just became too much of a distraction. So I think we got a good deal. We also gave up a 4th-round pick, I think, in 2 years from now. So we got 2 first-rounders, which is huge. Apparently, Seattle fans say that Seattle never uses their first-round picks. I mean, that may be true, but that sounds dumb. So, I don't know if that's just a cop-out. But anyway, Adam says, thought he was super talented, but poison in the locker room. Yes, exactly. Echoing my sentiments there. So far, I'm very impressed with Joe Douglas, the general manager for the New York Jets, and as am I, and I think all Jet fans tend to agree. We're all a little upset by what happened with Jamal. I do think that there's something to be said, as I always point out to my friend Adam here, we're big Jets fans, we're always talking Jets, and we haven't been to the playoffs in 10 years, and so there's poison in the culture at the New York Jets organization. I believe that. I think it comes from the top. You look at New England, they seem to look. I don't really know. The guy was caught with a prostitute, wasn't he? The owner of the Patriots. That doesn't bode well. Word of the day. That doesn't bode well for doing well at the top. I don't know what that bodes for. But the point being, it just appears, from all appearances, the organization is a wreck at the Jets, and then it all flows down. But like you point out, Adam, I think aptly that the general manager we have now is great. And if there's one good thing to come out of Adam Gase, before I'm guessing he's going to be gone eventually, I could be wrong. Gase could impress us. It's hard to gauge this season, too. This season feels like it's going to be... Did you watch what's happening with baseball? Why are they putting those heads up? Those cardboard heads that are too big for the... It's not even in proportion with the seat. It looks ridiculous. Anyway, you and I are right on the same page, Adam says. With most of the Jet stuff,
Woody might turn out to be a problem. Yeah, and I've been saying for the last couple of years, sell the team, or at least for the last solid year. I just can't stand it. I don't like this attitude of, hey, we went 8-8, we're really good, you know, because they were only expecting us to go 3 and whatever, you know. You know, I planned on doing a theme show later on, if not in August, perhaps when I start my variety show in September. I was going to do a Jet-themed show because I love the New York Jets so. But one thing I do think I will share with you now is a song and a video that I put together the last time the Jets went to the playoffs in 2010, January of 2010, I believe. The coach was Rex Ryan, and he had come up with a phrase that and had a culture going of playing like a Jet. This meant that if you played like a Jet, you gave it your all. You played like Jamal Adams played, quite frankly. Very few Jets played like Jets before Jamal Adams came along. But and so at the time they made the playoffs, I had this little video and song that I had written, because for years I've wanted to write a song that was like their theme song. That would be one of my dreams come true if I could write it. So anyway, I'm going to share that with you, and I'll end up playing it on a later show when I play a bunch of other Jets stuff that I've got. But for now, enjoy Playing Like a Jet. Thank you.
Then he goes and makes an unbelievable catch to keep that drive going for us. Just a huge play, and that's playing like a Jet.
Doesn't get better when you're playing like a Jet. Doesn't get better. Doesn't get better when you're playing like a Jet. Doesn't get better. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Oh yeah! Doesn't get better when you're playing like a Jet. Doesn't get better. Doesn't get better when you're playing like a Jet. Doesn't get better. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Oh yeah! Jet fans get louder now. Jet fans get louder now. Jet fans get louder now. Let's go, Jets! J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets.
Playing like a Jet. Good memories. And Adam points out while we were listening to the tune, Woody was with Trump this weekend. Woody is the owner of the New York Jets, Woody Johnson of the Johnson & Johnson empire, I guess you'd say. In Bedminster playing golf. Brett Favre was there too, an ex-Jet. We all saw how well that went years ago. We can barely remember. Adam also points out he loves the Riggins jersey. Yes, and that, I have to say, was my first introduction to the Jets. For some reason, at least in my very vague 2-year-old memory, when I was 2, I was born in Flushing. Now, the Jets used to play in Flushing in Shea Stadium, and the Jets had drafted John Riggins in probably 1970-ish. And they had, of course, Joe Namath, and had been recent world champions. And so my brother was a big Jets fan because we were born in Queens, and my dad was always a Giants fan. And when we moved to New Jersey in West Patterson, our room was green and white. It had been painted green and white. And I guess because I shared it with my brother, and he had this little white plastic football it was like a Jets football. And for some reason, maybe I did this, but I remember there was like in magic marker the number 44 written on the football. And I guess Riggins to me. Somehow I always liked Riggins. And then, of course, just like every other Jet, we draft a guy, we fail with him, and then he goes to another team, and he succeeds and wins a Super Bowl. And in this case, John Riggins went to, and this is a good segue, Washington Redskins, or formerly known as the Washington Redskins, another delectable news item. Can you believe it? I mean, they're going to change their name, finally bowing to the political correctness and the pressure. And I know it's only an interim name, but did you hear what the new interim football name for the Washington Redskins is? It's just simply Washington Football Team. I feel like I should say it with an American Indian voice. Washington Football Team. I almost feel like an American Indian who doesn't really get the grasp of English. He's saying the name of the team. He can only say Washington Football Team. How? Yeah, how? Exactly. How? How do they come up with a winner like that? Well, I have to just point out, I'm a big fan of Ben Shapiro. The guy's just brilliant, and he's really, really adept at articulating the current issues from a conservative perspective in a very entertaining way. And he had a logo for the Washington Football Team that I wanted to share with you because I think it sums up my feelings, as well as his clearly, on what the new logo for the interim name should look like. Washington Football Team. Oops, wait a second. That's not right. Oh, man. Well, that didn't go right. It was supposed to be. I thought I had changed it. Well, now I'm going to have to go do it manually. Oh, that's a bummer. All right, let me get my my glasses on and show you this because I can't not show you this now. Here we go. There it is. What the F, right? Because team very prominent in the middle. I just thought that was hilarious. There you go. All right, let's see what other fine things I can change. Barry the K here. I've got a photo I found of me and Barry. I think I'll save it. What else? Oh, okay, a couple other things. Well, my mentor and pal Damian Keys, I had posed a question to him on Friday at his, Thursday at his live stream, and I think of it as Friday because he just changed his schedule. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's something I've struggled with. I may have even talked about it on the show, and it's to do with, the fact that I do all these different things. I love to write songs and then produce them and then I love the comedy and the characters, and I love the live streaming, and I have this film project, Bupkis, that I've told you about. I'll share a little bit more about that before we're through. And so Damien is really great with music and business and where the two meet, and that's his thing, right? Like he's managed to put a career together now, among other things from his past that have led him to where he is. And I've learned a lot from him. I mean, he's very inspirational as well. But I posed this question about some passive income that I felt I could make that a friend had recommended. But he used, that is, for something called stock footage. And that is, you can put up their websites, like Shutterstock is a real big one. I don't know if you're familiar with any of these things. I don't want to bore you with the details, but suffice it to say that you can maybe make some passive income by I have a ton of instrumental versions of my songs, and people who are editing video might be looking for a certain kind of song to use, and then they pay a flat fee, and then I get like this money just for throwing. It's already done. It's in the can. I throw it up there. I don't worry too much about it. But as Damien pointed out in his answer, the first part of his answer, well, yeah, but you really have to do research to achieve some kind of success at it, just like anything. And there are people who make their bread and butter their whole career doing this, and so you're competing with them. And so if you dilute yourself even further with all these things you do and add another thing, how are you ever going to cut through? And he makes a very pertinent point. And then he brought it around to that larger point that I was just starting to express, which is, how do you got to choose a thing, but I find it impossible to choose a thing because I love to do so many things and I get bored easily. And how do you choose you got to follow one principle, you got to follow the money, right? What's the thing that will lead you to the money? And so you ask yourself, well, what's the most remarkable thing about yourself? Is it your songwriting? Probably not the most remarkable. It's good. I think it's solid. I'm proud of it. I will stand by it. It's very uniquely me. But I have to say that from what I've gleaned, that it's probably my ability to talk, my personality on air, and this is the thing that probably is the number one upfront thing. So if I could make a living doing this, oh goodness gracious, that's why I want to do this variety show, and I want to incorporate as many of these things as possible. Well, I can incorporate my songwriting, I incorporate content and stuff like that. And speaking of content, and speaking of Damien, or my pal Damo as he likes to be called for short, about a month or so ago, he hit a milestone on YouTube and reached 100,000 subscribers, of which I am one. And so what I wanted to do in creating content for myself and my fan base is to also do a little shout out, as they say, the kids like to say, for Damien. And so I made this little video for him, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Dave J from New York City. Songwriter, performer, storyteller, characters. Well, today is a banner day because my mentor, colleague, and friend Damien Keys reached 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. No small feat. Let's hear it for him. To help celebrate, I composed a little ditty. Enjoy. Today I'm 100,000th of a fan base, reached by my teacher, Mr. Damo Keys. I hope for 2 more bits of great news in short space, 'cause don't you know that good things come in threes? So I say, Mazel Tov, here's to the next goal on our journey. Way to go. Congratulations, Damo.
There you go. Little shout out from my mentor, but I open it up to you fine folks. Is there anything that, I mean, if you were me, I mean, I know this is obviously not the thing, but I'm just going to open up to you anyway, because I love you guys, I do value your opinion, but I know I'm the one who has to make the choice. I'm the one who has to decide. I'm on this lazy Susan, as it's called, and I just keep going around because I can't. I get too bored too easily. I can't just choose one. I got this thing, I got that thing. I mentioned that I like to use all these skills in a project, but even still, I've got this variety show that I'm working on, right? And incidentally, on that note, I do want to show you in a moment what it is that I see. Not what you see this, but I'm going to show you in a moment what I see. I've been mentioning that I don't want to bore you with the technical. Terry pointed out to me that the technical stuff bores him a little bit, so I won't get too into it, but very quickly we'll breeze over that. And then also the other project that also would use all these skills of writing a script, performing a character, getting myself out there, writing songs, producing songs, is my character Bupkis that I created, and so I'm going to share with you in 2 moments, because I'm going to go in order of this time of what I say, is a little promo that we had put together a while back for Bupkis to give you a little further insight into who he is. But so let's just start again and see if you have any comments. Am I missing? No comments. DMD, are you there by any chance? I know you're busy, you're probably doing stuff. I understand, but if you have any thoughts on this, I of course invite yours. You've been so supportive, as all of you have. I want to also give a shout out to Jen Palecchio Lakowiak, wherever she is celebrating her birthday. It's not a birthday for her, it's a birth week. She celebrates the whole danged week, which I commend. I think that's a great thing. And yesterday was her birthday, so a little applause. Applausature. Word I like to throw ITURE, iture on words, obviously, right? Commenture, applausature, you got me. Oh, hey, DMD says here, present and accounted for. Bueller. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. So I'm just saying now, oh, she's here too. The DMD, the full package is here. I don't know. So, yeah, I got to figure this out. I'll probably continue to be who I am. And just, I'd always had the fantasy as a kid that some manager would come along and would just plug all these things I want to do into a schedule and say, okay, I booked you to do your concert here. Then then next month you're gonna go record songs. So make sure you have 10 songs ready to record over the next 2 months and 3 months, whatever it is, right? And then you're going to dedicate yourself to recording. Then you're going to make appearances. Then you're going to blah blah. Then you're going to blah. Then you're going to make a film. Right? That would be the ideal, and that's why I approach it as if I'm doing all that like my own manager. But Damien says I dilute my abilities. So you say. Any thoughts? I'm open. I'm opening myself like a target, and you guys are bows and arrows. And hey, JPL is here. All right. Then without further ado, happy birth week to you, because I know you celebrate your whole week, and I think that's awesome. Hey, everybody, can we hear it for JPL, Jen Pellecchio Lakowiak's birth week? Happy birth week to you. Happy birth week to you. Happy birth week, dear JPL. That's Jennifer Pellecchio Lakowiak. Happy birth week to you. They say it's your birth week. It's my birth week too, yeah. They say it's your birth week. Happy birth week to you. Yeah. All right, Jen. Hope you're having the time of your life. You deserve it. You're awesome, and we love you. So, what have you been up to for your birth week so far? What else have you planned throughout the week? Do you spread it out? Do you say, okay, mint juleps? I feel like mint juleps have to be part of it because you're in the South. I don't even know what a mint julep is. To this day, I have no idea what a mint julep is. It just sounds good. And it sounds like something I'd never have, which means I've got to try it someday. All right, if I'm ever down south visiting, can we go out for a mint julep? That would be great. I'd love to try it. I don't trust trying it up here. For example, I went and visited my buddy Brian Sack, Barry the K, and I went and visited our buddy Brian Sack down in Atlanta in 1994, I believe it was, or thereabouts. And I tried grits for the one and only time I've ever had them. And I said, I've got to try them here because I'm in the South. I'm not trying grits up in New Paltz. New Paltz. It's so close to the word putz that I just can't not laugh at the name New Paltz. My cousin, I think he went to SUNY New Paltz. And you know what I now think of my... Anyway. Okay. So, so basically, let me catch up with some comments there. And she says, morning to Debbie and morning Jen. And we're all greeting each other lovely. And I tried sending Jen Pellecchio Lakowiak yesterday a birthday message. I've never I tried video calling through Facebook. Has anybody here ever done that? I tried doing the video call. You go to the instant message thing, you know, and then there's like a little video thing you can hit, and it rings and rings. But she was out celebrating her birth week, so she didn't maybe see it or answer. Or she was out to dinner, I think, at the time, might have been. And I was going to just get on the video. I didn't even know if this mic, because it's hooked up for this broadcast, I didn't know if it would work and for this call, but it should because it's all plugged through the same computer. But it didn't answer. But I was hoping it would let me leave a video message, which it did not. So then I was going to like shoot something later, and I've got, as I told you, my whole day is just caked in stuff to do. I got to go to UPS. I got to go to Whole Foods to complete the shopping trifectorate or something. We went to shopping this weekend at 2 other places, actually 3, so it would be the quattroectorate. Anyway, it was my understanding there was to be no grammar. Okay. So I was telling you just a little earlier, what else we got here? JPL says, "Oh, you're too sweet." Well, come on, takes one to know one, you know, huh? She says, thank you. We are at the beach, and yes to the mint juleps. Oh, yeah? Bourbon, mint, and sugar, basically. Okay, I love me some bourbon. Here's the thing about me, as I've told you with peanuts. Peanuts and chocolate, I'm like this. I love mint, and I love bourbon. But the two together? look, who am I to say? I haven't had it. My dad always said, you don't know till you try. And I found that to be true. There are things I found I liked because I tried it, and then there are other things where it just hasn't quite worked out. My dad always liked to say, hey, it all goes to the same place, which I was like, yeah, but you're leaving out the very important quotient of the taste bud, or the point that it has to go over the taste bud. And then that can ruin the whole thing in the stomach and everything. But okay, she says they're very tasty, and shrimp and grits are awesome. I just had your plain old grit. I had to start with the basics because, and this was, I think, before the movie. What was it? My cousin Vinny. When I saw that movie, I was like, I had grits. Come on, I had grits. But I've never had it with shrimp. That actually sounds good, because I'll tell you, grits tasted to me like just mashed up and watery white rice. That's what it reminded me of. If I had to qualify it and define it in some way, that for someone who had never had it just like they took white rice from a Chinese restaurant, added some water, and mashed it, with a baseball bat. But a clean baseball bat. I don't want to gross you out. Terry Z says, happy birthday, Jan, LOL. And JPL says, LOL, right on schedules. I mean, we get that joke because of that story I told you where years ago, Terry wished Jen a happy birthday on not her birthday on Facebook. Everyone thought it was her birthday, and she got tons of birthday messages, and it drove her crazy. So then she had to catch up. Terry, don't mess with Jennifer Pilecchio-Lakowiak, DMD says, and I stand by DMD. Terry, watch out. I'm going to roll up my sleeves and... Wait a second. Oh, yes. Well, I'm Bowser from Sha Na Na. Okay. No, I'm not. Anyway, I did tell you that I was going to share with you what it looks like from my perspective, and I'm not going to spend too much time on the technical, Terry. Don't you worry. I know you're probably busy lawyering anyway. But I did want to share with you what it looks like from my perspective, and I've got a few images here to do so. So here's the first look. This is just a photo of what it looks like. You can see me in the background there. So the lights, those are my new lights up top, at the top of the photo. The one in the middle there, I've since moved all the way around to the right side of the desk. So at the end of the brick wall to the right, that's where that one now resides. It more evenly lights things. The little ring light to the left on the bottom of the desk, there, that used to be the only light I was using before I got these what are called key lights up top. And then the monitor on the left is what you see. Okay, and if you see the little monitors below, it's like at the bottom of that screen there's some monitors. And then in the screen in the middle, or rather right to the right there, the Apple computer, that's what I'm broadcasting through. Okay, you can see the Stream Deck on the bottom right, and then the microphone. But let me give you a little video tour right here.
So this is where I broadcast from. The camera is in the computer on the right, the built-in camera, and then I have a second camera right there, but I may move it. Here is what is behind in the room.
Okay, I didn't mean to show you all that, but here's the backlight, and then here's more of the same. So look, Terry, now we're done with all this nonsense, and you needn't worry about the technical anymore. So basically, that little thing at the end there was the thing that controls the microphone. I don't know if you saw that, but you get the idea. Okay. You bored yet, Terry? I feel bad because Anyway, it was her birthday the other day, though. Terry says, but it's birth week, as you know, Terry. She celebrates the week, and I think that's awesome. In fact, this year I might insist to Kumi, it's time that I celebrate for a week. What I did last year was I celebrated for like 2-3 days because my birthday fell on a Friday, November 1st, if you really want to know. And I had one of the best birthdays, honestly, for 51 this past year, 2019, that I ever had. Friday night, Kumi took me to Gallagher's Steakhouse here in Midtown. Awesome. First of all, it used to be a speakeasy, and I love the history of speakeasies. I find them fascinating. And they took me on a little tour, a very brief one. The bartender knew about the safe words and the passwords and everything. And then they sat us upstairs, which is a much nicer room. And then I had the best steak I think I've ever had. It was a filet mignon. I really don't eat filet mignons. I thought I'd try. I said, I always ask what they recommend. It was just the best thing. And then I get the thick cut bacon, which is a great side for steak, and all the greens. And then the next day we went to Don Pepe in Don Pepe 2 with a bunch of great friends, including Terry Z and his lovely daughter. and a bunch of other great. Terry's already Zing out there. Though your elbow is stuck on the key, Terry. Oh, you mean you're sleeping? Okay, but bump. I gotcha. All right. Well, then I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to go with the promo. This will entice and excite you, Terry, for sure, because this is my character Bupkis, and this is the little promo we shot in Times Square to let you know who Bupkis is. And so I prepared this for you. This is the film project I'm working on for this character that I play, and that he's very close to my heart. He's very close to my experience. I was writing what I knew when I wrote this, and so this is Too Much Bupkis, the promo. Enjoy.
This is Bupkis. He's an entertainer. Some people think he's a bit too much of exactly who he is. He's too much Bupkis.
Coming soon indeed. That project did fall off the rails for a bit, but it is now back on track and moving forward in some way, shape, or form. More on that later. There's so much going on, and this to Damo's point, none of you commented, so I assume that you all agree with me. Ha! Anyway, I know nobody wants to tell me what to do, and nobody has the answers. I don't have the answers. Nobody has the answers. No one can tell someone what to do, so I get it. Anyway, this has been a lot of fun. Well, how about I play you a tune? Because I should. I haven't played you a live tune in just a little while, and what shall I play? Terry, what would you like to hear? Jen, for your birthday. Jen Pilecchio-Lakowiak, what song would you like to hear? Anything in particular? Something from the 80s, perhaps? Something we grew up with that'll bring you back to our good old days? Something from the South? Terry knows Bupkis, but I'm bummed. That's right. That's very comforting as my lawyer to tell me that. And thank you. Okay. I miss hanging out with Terry Zuckerman because we laugh a lot. And we also have pertinent conversations, and we discuss American history. I'm gonna see just in another minute. I'm gonna look for a song, and then I'm gonna see if Jen would like a song, or I'm just gonna pick one from the 80s. A little squeeze always works. All right, should I play Pulling Muscles again, or what? I don't have the music handy on that. Oh, yes, I do. I have to get up and get it though. All right, do you have a squeeze song you dig? Put you further on the spot. I'll have a little coffee while I wait for the answer. What? Maybe a squeeze song I haven't played. All right, here's a good squeeze song I'm going to play. I'm going to check back for your comments just in case I'm missing something. Okay, I've got a squeeze song ready, okay? This was on their singles 45s and under, and or whatever that was called, and I'm going to give it a caper. I have no idea what key is right, but we're going to give it a shot. Never thought it would happen with me and a girl from Clapham out on the windy common. That night I ain't forgotten. She dealt out the rations with some or other passion. Said you are a lady, perhaps you said I may be. We moved into a basement with thoughts of our engagement. We stayed in by the telly, although the room was smelly. We spent our time just kissing, no railway arms were missing. Love had got us hooked up, and all the time took up. I got a job with Stanley, he said I'd come in handy. Started me on Monday, and I had a bath on Sunday. I worked 11 hours and bought the girl some flowers. She said she'd seen a doctor, and nothing now could stop her. I worked all through the winter, the weather brass and bitter. I put away a tenner, we tweaked to make her better. When the time was ready, we had to sell the telly. Late evenings by the fire, and little kicks inside her. This morning at 4:50, I took her rather nifty down to an incubator, where 30 minutes later she gave birth to a daughter. Within a year a walker, she looked just like her mother. If there could be another. And now she's 2 years older, her mother's with a soldier. She left me when my drinking became a proper stinging. The devil came and took me from Barter Street to Bookie. No more nights by the telly, no more nights nappy smelling. Alone here in the kitchen, I feel there's something missing. I beg for some forgiveness, but begging's not my business. And she won't write a letter, though I always tell her. And so it's my assumption I'm really up the junction. All right. Now, it was the wrong key for me, but we made it work. So, heck, I love Squeeze. I love that song. You can't go wrong with Up the Junction. It's one of the great little thought about songs by Squeeze, and I chose. And thank you. I just got your you choose now. Hopefully that one sufficed. I should do it in the right key next time, but when that will be, one never knows. Well, goodness gracious, it's just about coming upon that time. I wonder if I have time for maybe one more feature, a little featurette, quick thing that I can share. Well, I think maybe I'll save some of that stuff. Maybe it's time for us to just get out and have our day. I'll finish maybe a few minutes early. Probably by the time I finish blathering, it'll be right on time. Hey, thank you. Ha-ha. That's right. Radio Gaga. Every time I see that emoticon, JPL, I think of Radio Gaga. All we hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Goo Goo. I had an amazing experience when I went to Liverpool to do my Beatles show, and I was on this Beatle tour. There was a Queen tribute band. It was Beatles week, so they had bands playing all over the place, and they had my act in the Cavern Club and each of the 3 venues for the Cavern Club. And then I was walking all around Liverpool, enjoying myself, taking in the sights, and I came across this huge crowd watching a Queen tribute band. I forgot the name of the band, but they were fantastic. The Freddie was so good. And if you can nail Freddie Mercury, like that guy in the film did a great job. And they were doing Radio Gaga, and the whole crowd was doing the thing. Oh, it was fantastic. Excuse me if I'm sweating. Okay. Ooh, that was embarrassing. Hey, it's all real and authentic here, folks. What can I tell you? Felt like I embarrassed myself last week telling you about my misgivings earlier in my life. But anyway, enough about that, because we've got a whole new week in the final week of the month, and it's going to be a great day. I just have a good gut feeling about it. And I will be back today at 5 p.m. to share with you how the day went and to find out from you how your day went. I'd like to know. So please do tune in again today, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. Terry Z, I hope you wake up from that from the technical, and then hopefully we'll speak at some point. All good things to you fine folks. I love you guys. JPL, more fun wishing to you. I'm glad you showed up, because I really wanted to be able to wish you a proper happy birthday in person, so to speak, and play you a song or two. And so speaking of songs or one, I've got my closing theme song that I always like to close my morning show with, to say to you, let's get out there, up and at 'em, and enjoy it. Up and at 'em, up and at 'em. Good morning, mister. Good day, madam. It's time to set out on our way. Up and at 'em, Earth to Saturn. There's so much to do, lots of fathom. I'm looking forward, come one day. Then I stop, look around. There's so much lost left to be found, and I'll hop bed to ground. See the sight, smell the air, hear the sound. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh.
enough to reach new stratum. I'm looking forward, come what may, come what may, come what may. Care, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and participating. I really love it, and I love you guys, and I'm really grateful. So I'll see you later today, God willing, and let's make it a good one. Take good care.